We are discussing the chemical properties of metals. In the last class, we studied three reactions: how metals reacts with oxygen, reaction of metals with water, and reaction of metals with the dilute acids. Today, we are going to discuss other reactions. The first reaction we are going to study how metals reacts with a metallic solution. This section we studied in the first chapter how a salt solution of a metal react with the other metal. We studied that some metals are chemically very reactive whereas others are less reactive or unreactive. For example, potassium, sodium, they are very reactive. They react very rapidly with the cold water. They react with air, and they react with the dilute acid. We studied. And some other metals are there, that is magnesium, aluminum, zinc, iron, etc. They are less reactive than the other metals. So sodium metals reacts even with cold water, but magnesium, zinc, etc. they react only with the hot water. That means they are less reactive than potassium and sodium. And some other metals are there: copper, mercury, silver, etc. They are unreactive to these substances. Copper and silver do not react with the steel, so that they are unreactive metals. So, on the basis of the reaction of various metals with oxygen, water, and acid, or we can say about the displacement reaction, metals have been arranged on a group or series according to their reactivity. This arrangement of metals in a vertical column in order of decreasing reactivity call them as reactivity series of metals. We studied in the first chapter. So this is the reactivity series of metals in their reaction order. So today we are going to discuss how the solution of other metals reacts with the metals. So this is according to the reactivity series. When a more reactive metal is put in the salt solution of a less reactive metal, then the more reactive metal displaces the less reactive metal from its solution. Or in other words, we can say that a more reactive metal displaces a less reactive metal from its salt solution. So suppose a metal A, when it is react with a salt solution of B, then we get the product as salt of metal A plus metal B. Example, when iron is reacted with copper sulfate. So we studied that iron is more reactive than copper, so that copper is displaced from copper sulfate solution, and in the place of copper, iron will be take the place. So the answer will be, the product will be iron sulfate and copper. Here iron displaces copper from copper sulfate solution. Another example is aluminum and copper sulfate solution. We know that aluminum is more reactive than copper metal, so that copper can displace from copper sulfate solution, or aluminum can displace copper from copper sulfate solution, and the product become aluminum sulfate and copper. Zinc, when it is react with copper sulfate, the same reaction, that is copper is less reactive than zinc metal. So the zinc can displace copper from copper sulfate solution. So all the above examples, the iron, aluminum and zinc are more reactive than copper. That's why copper is displaced from copper sulfate solution. Another example is the reaction between silver and copper sulfate. We know that silver is placed below the copper in the reactivity series, so that copper is more reactive than silver. So this reaction will not take place because copper is more reactive than silver. So silver metal does not react with the copper sulfate solution since silver is less reactive than copper. So there is no reaction. Similarly, iron, gold when it is react with the copper sulfate solution, the same result, copper is more reactive than gold. Then when aluminum nitrate is reacted with copper, we know that aluminum is more reactive than copper, so that this reaction will not take place.